I was looking at these foreign affairs, right? And I thought I'd work with the other militaries today since ours was somewhat on holiday. Isn't that right? Now, it seems that we as a nation don't really realize what's going on. Yes. And it's one of those things where I was reading this. Washington must also continue pressing Beijing. Yes. Export practices and so on and so forth, consistent with international best practices. Now, these international best practices of the United States of America, see, some of these other militaries, they know what's going on. And when I document, yes, on YouTube, right, that there's no penalty of perjury to the Queen of the United States, yes. And then I document that the court got militarized and they don't require proof of ID, signature verification. Yes, it's as if you can take the actual property, the intangible power of the citizen. You can twist it around so as to make it sound like we should all come to find out because every one of us has sex. And then eventually we make war against our own government. Yeah, there's a real problem with what you're doing. Now, you've said I was crazy, and I've said that you're militant, Pooch, Jack. You yourself admitted Exhibit A and Exhibit B, yes, where there is no proof of the actual identity of the petitioner. There's no due process to myself, yes. And you've taken my sons because you said I was crazy. Crazy for understanding exactly what's going on. It's a bigger picture, Jack. Your dog right now, yes, is making war against the rights of citizens. We're going to teach them a lesson. Pooch. We're going to militarize the police and sheriff's departments. Yes. We're not going to recognize the rights or the powers of the citizens. And then we're going to start issuing court orders where there is no proof of the state court seal or forgery. Yes. We're going to cover up all of our crimes because what we are doing, yes, is more important than the laws or the Constitution of the United States. And eventually we will be successful, right, in implementing our senior system of how things are done. Because I do understand what you're doing, Pooch. What the military maybe didn't see is the end result of your way of doing things. Well, you will convince the citizens to make war against the United States. And who is it that has to fight that war? Those that gave up their rights and their power to be in the command of the United States military. And when they receive those orders that they have to kill their own, well, you said your dog can't die, Jack. We have to cover this up and we can't let anybody know that we have twins and lookalikes and triplets and 15 of ourselves. That Mike could have clones of anything and everything that he wants and he could put them anywhere in the world. And we have to cover it up because no one can know that our dog, yes, 5, 10, 15 years from now, would replace us as citizens, yes, would agree to the way things are because they will come to find out, yes. And eventually, their whole will be to kill soldiers and sailors of the United States military. Now, they're not quite there yet, okay? This whole infrastructure of the senior system, yes, it's been put into place, right? And you're absolutely sure that you can try me for a crime where you do have the evidence as a police department that I wasn't there. Yes. And that you don't have to require signatures. Yes. You don't have to have the penalty of perjury. You don't have to have state court seals. Yes. You can forge any signature. But your dog, as soon as they find out that they can't have any pussy, yes, or any money, will kill or terrorize any individual. They're not concerned about jurisdiction because they never get arrested. Police and sheriff's departments, they never go to jail. It could be that the deputy chief of police of any city of the United States of America realizes they never prosecute. They never investigate. There is no possible reason why the United States military as a jurisdiction should be concerned about your military. They have nothing to worry about. Every fucking thing right now. Oh, Xi Jinping. Wait a second. Oh, the consistent with international best practices. Yes. Let's say other nations were watching the videos and they were saying this is not consistent with the international best practices. We've done this little political thing where we like to point fingers and throw tariffs on things, and then all of a sudden everybody says don't go to the United States because if you get fucked you'll be in the military of those that are not in the military. It could affect tourism. Now if every Oh, what is consistent with international best practices? Now, let's look at it for a second. Because of budget cuts, yeah, Department of Commerce or the U.S. government will need to advocate more efficiently on behalf of U.S. firms, those corporations that said, I don't know, to address the reduction in U.S. commercial service personnel. Now, Germany, oh, GmbH. I looked on my Yahoo accounts and nothing was deleted. And I know you're sitting there in the police department. They have no idea. The United States military does not know that you decided to militarize. Well, it'd be too big of a stink. They couldn't just walk in and start arresting police officers. But you're militarized. You don't enforce the civil rights of American citizens. You won't enforce the power of being a citizen of the United States. And your whole way of looking at things is we do not get arrested and we don't get sued. But my way of looking at it as a citizen, if they don't do